Rise like the phoenix, the science of transforming emotional pain. You may not talk about it every day. You may not even show it on your face. But inside, there's a place where a memory still stings, a word spoken, a promise broken, a silence that never got filled. There's a quiet weight that lives in the mind when emotional pain goes unprocessed. Maybe it came from betrayal, abandonment, humiliation, or maybe it's the subtle kind of hurt that comes from being unseen, unheard, unvalued. Whatever its shape, the pain lingers, and reshapes how we show up in life. What if I told you that your pain isn't the end of your story, but the beginning of your rebirth? There is a science, a measurable, repeatable path that explains how the human brain and heart can transform suffering into strength. Not by ignoring what happened. Not by covering it up with fake positivity. But by facing it, rewiring it, and choosing a new identity in spite of it. You are not broken. You are biologically wired for change. We now know through the study of neuroplasticity that emotional pain, when met with awareness and intention, can literally change the structure of your brain. Every thought, every feeling, every moment you choose a higher emotional state is an act of transformation. And it begins not when you forgive the one who hurt you, but when you stop rehearsing the wound. When you stop letting your nervous system relive the scene over and over like a loop you never asked to play. This isn't theory. This is biology. This is frequency. This is choice. In this video, you'll learn a three-phase process to transmute emotional pain into personal power. Not through suppression, but through integration. Not by pretending it didn't happen, but by becoming someone stronger because it did. This is not about forgetting. This is about becoming. And just like the phoenix, you too can rise, because it's not what burned you that defines you. It's how you rise from the ashes. Before transformation can begin, there must be recognition. Not intellectual acknowledgement, but honest, present, embodied awareness. The kind that pulls you out of autopilot and makes you pause, not to analyze what happened, but to feel what it created inside of you. Emotional pain doesn't just live in your memories. It lives in your body. In the tightness of your chest when you think of that name. In the way your jaw clenches when a certain topic comes up. In the way you rush past emotions just to keep functioning. Most people don't realize it, but their nervous systems are in survival mode, stuck in a loop where the pain of the past is still firing off present-day responses. This is not a flaw in you. This is how your body learned to protect you. But what protected you once may now be imprisoning you. To rise, you must first recognize, where is the fire still burning? You don't need to retell the whole story. You need to feel the residue that it left behind. Because until that energy is acknowledged, it stays stored in your system, affecting how you trust, how you love, how you see yourself. Here's where the shift begins. Instead of saying, "Why did they do this to me?" begin to ask, "What is this pain doing to me now? And what do I choose to do with it?" This is emotional sovereignty. And it begins with three simple, but powerful, questions. What am I feeling right now, not intellectually, but physically? Scan your body. Name the sensations. Is it a heaviness? A pressure? A sense of constriction? What does this trigger in me? Maybe the pain is poking at an old belief that says, "I'm not worthy," or "I can't trust anyone." Your job is not to fix that belief yet, just to see it. What would I need to feel safe and whole right now, regardless of what they did? This is where you shift the power. Not by needing closure from them, but by giving yourself a new internal response. This awareness practice isn't spiritual fluff. It's neurobiology. Studies show that when we name and feel our emotions in real time, activity in the brain's fear center, the amygdala, decreases, while the prefrontal cortex, the center of conscious choice, increases its activity. In other words, by noticing your pain without judgment, you start taking back control of your responses. There's a popular metaphor often used in meditation and trauma healing. Imagine you're holding a hot coal in your hand. The person who hurt you may have placed it there, but you're the one still holding it. Every thought about them, every replay of the event, burns you again. Recognition is the moment you realize you've been gripping that coal. It's not about blaming yourself, it's about reclaiming your ability to put it down. And here's the truth, many people resist this step because they're afraid that if they acknowledge how deeply they've been hurt, they'll collapse. But the opposite is true. What keeps us in pain is not feeling too much, it's feeling too little, for too long. Avoidance prolongs the wound. Presence initiates the healing. You might notice that when you allow the emotion to rise without resistance, it starts to move. You cry. You breathe deeper. Your shoulders relax. That's the energy processing. That's the body letting go. One simple practice you can begin today is the 90-second reset. When you feel an emotional spike, pause everything. Close your eyes. Set a timer. For 90 seconds, allow yourself to fully feel the emotion in your body, without a story, without resistance. Let it move. You'll be surprised at what 90 seconds of full presence can shift. This is the fire of recognition. It's the place where you stop blaming, stop running, and simply witness yourself as you are. And it's only the beginning. Because once you've faced the fire, you're ready to start reshaping what lives on the other side of it. Once you've looked the pain in the eye, without flinching, without running, you begin to create the space for something new. That space is where the reconstruction begins. Pain, left unchecked, becomes identity. You don't notice it at first. The words you say, I can't trust people, I always get betrayed, love never lasts for me, they seem like observations. But over time, they become commands to your brain, instructions to your nervous system, and blueprints for your behavior. The human brain is a prediction machine. It builds models based on the past and uses those models to filter your present and future. If the emotional pain you carry remains unresolved, it continues to shape what you expect, attract, and even allow. But here's the truth science has revealed, you are not your patterns. You are not your wiring. You are the architect behind it. And neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change itself, means you can choose to build something radically different. This phase of transformation is about reprogramming the unconscious instructions running your life. The first step, awareness of the old script. Ask yourself, what emotional states have I normalized? Is it vigilance? Distrust? Guilt? Scarcity? If so, your body has become so used to these states that they feel like home, even if they hurt. The brain loves familiarity, not truth. Your job now is to introduce a new normal. And you do that by elevating your emotional baseline. Gratitude. Possibility. Courage. Joy. These are not just pleasant feelings, they're chemical states that instruct your nervous system to shift. When practiced consistently, they create new neural pathways that override the default responses of pain and fear. But here's the key, these states must be felt, not just thought. Take 5 minutes each morning to visualize the version of yourself who is no longer run by that old wound. What does that version of you feel like in your body? How do you walk into a room? What decisions do you make differently? What do your boundaries sound like now? You're not visualizing for fantasy. You're rehearsing a new neural reality. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Studies in neuroscience confirm this. Mental rehearsal activates the same brain regions as physical experience. Which means you can train your body and mind to live a new future, even while you're still healing the past. Here's a practice that can shift everything, the daily identity rehearsal. Close your eyes. Bring to mind the version of you on the other side of the pain. Feel what that version feels. Let it flood your nervous system. Say one phrase out loud. I am no longer that. I am becoming this. By repeating this, day after day, you begin to teach your body what a new identity feels like, not based on the wound, but on your chosen evolution. Now, let's address something important. This is not about denying what happened to you. Reconstruction is not suppression, it is integration. You are not forgetting the past. You are choosing to not relive it emotionally every day. You are learning to hold the memory, but remove the sting. One of the most powerful shifts happens when you realize this: what hurt you no longer controls you, unless you keep responding the same way. And here's something you must remember: rewiring takes time. Your current neural pathways weren't built overnight. They were formed through repetition and emotion. So give your new patterns the same opportunity. Repetition plus emotion equals transformation. If you fall back into the old identity for a moment, pause. Don't shame yourself. Just gently return to the new script. Because every time you choose differently, even once, you're reinforcing a new connection in the brain. This is how personal evolution works. Not in dramatic overnight explosions, but in quiet, powerful decisions repeated over and over again. By doing this, you are not just healing, you are becoming. You're no longer defined by who hurt you. You're defined by who you are becoming in the face of it. That is power. That is freedom. And in the next step, we'll take that new identity and begin the full process of rising. Are you finding this helpful? Don't forget to like the video. Rebirth is not a metaphor. It is a biological, emotional, and energetic process that happens when you stop letting the past define your nervous system and instead begin to live from your future identity. You've recognized the wound. You've rewritten the pattern. Now, it's time to embody your transformation. This is where the phoenix rises, not because the fire is gone, but because it has been used. Not avoided. Not feared. Used. Let's be clear, rebirth is not pretending that nothing happened. It's not a mask or performance. It's not about being positive at all costs. It's about owning the truth of your pain and consciously choosing not to let that pain be the lens through which you continue to live. In neuroscience, we know that the emotional signature of your personality creates your personal reality. What you consistently feel, your baseline emotional state, becomes the filter for how you see the world, how you relate, how you create. If that baseline is resentment, fear, or shame, you unconsciously attract situations and people that match that frequency. But if you raise your baseline to courage, appreciation, and self-worth, everything changes. You become a magnet for what matches your elevated state. This is not magic, it's neurobiology, physics, and focus. And the practice of rebirth begins with emotional self-command. That means choosing to be aware of your state in real time and learning how to shift it intentionally. One of the most powerful tools here is coherence breathing, slowing your breath to a rhythm that brings heart and brain into alignment. Just 3 minutes a day of heart-centered breathing has been shown to reduce cortisol, increase clarity, and elevate emotional state. But more than that, it puts you back in the driver's seat. Because rising doesn't mean you never feel pain again, it means you're no longer run by it. Start simple. Each morning, before the world gets loud, ask yourself one question. What version of me is rising today? Then choose one feeling to embody. Not 10. Just one. It could be peace, confidence, gratitude, strength, worthiness. Sit with that feeling. Breathe it in. Let your nervous system rehearse it before life challenges it. That's rebirth. Now, for many, the hardest part of this phase is letting go of the identity attached to pain. The mind asks, if I'm not the one who was betrayed, who am I now? That's the invitation. To become someone new, by design. This doesn't mean you forget what happened. It means you stop letting it decide who you are. Here's a practice that solidifies this transformation. The Phoenix Statement. Write a short declaration that honors your journey and affirms your new identity. Example. I rise, not despite what I've been through, but because of it. I am not defined by the pain, I am defined by what I've built from it. I am whole. I am powerful. I am ready. Say it out loud. Daily. With conviction. Every cell in your body is listening. You're rewriting the script not just mentally, but biochemically. When you consistently feel this new identity, your body releases chemicals that match that state: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. These are not just feel-good chemicals. They're the building blocks of new neural architecture. This is the true Phoenix effect, emotionally and neurologically becoming the version of you who no longer needs the pain to survive. Now you create from freedom, not protection. You connect without fear. You trust without naivety. You walk without carrying old weight. And remember, rebirth is not a one-time event. Just like the phoenix, you rise again and again. Each time stronger. Each time wiser. Each time more aligned with your truest self. The past may visit, but it no longer commands you. You've turned wounds into wisdom. Scars into symbols. Pain into power. This is the science and the soul of transformation. And now, you're ready to live not as the one who was hurt, but as the one who has risen. So here you are, on the other side of something that once felt like it could break you. You've looked into the fire of your pain. You've interrupted the patterns that kept you stuck. And now you've begun the process of rising, not in theory, but in practice. This isn't just about healing. It's about becoming someone new. Someone who no longer reacts from wounds but responds from wisdom. Someone who remembers the past, not as a source of suffering, but as proof of their transformation. And the most powerful truth of all? You did this. Not by erasing what happened. Not by pretending it didn't matter. But by choosing, again and again, not to let it define your future. This is your story now. And you get to write the next chapters. You've taken back your power from the people, moments, and memories that once lived rent-free in your mind. You've chosen coherence over chaos, purpose over pain, and presence over reactivity. That's not small. That's the revolution. And maybe today you're just beginning. Maybe you still feel shaky. That's okay. Because real strength isn't loud. It's consistent. Keep returning to the practices. Keep visualizing your future self. Keep breathing with intention. Keep saying the Phoenix statement. Every time you choose growth over bitterness, alignment over resentment, you're building the foundation of your rebirth. So I ask you now, what would your life look like if you lived fully as the person who has already risen? What decisions would you make? What boundaries would you enforce? What dreams would you finally allow? You don't need anyone's permission. You just need your own. If this message resonated with you, subscribe and stay with us. There is more to discover, tools, practices, and reminders for the journey you've now chosen to walk. Because this is just the beginning. The ashes are behind you. Now, it's time to soar.